Welcome to the Full Tracy Money Audio Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording, and it is 3:16 p.m., and that is Central Time, and today is September 10th. There are plenty of things to talk about today. On the one hand, you have in China that consumer prices were negative, and then you had the producer prices in the USA were also negative. So the argument about whether there is likely to be further deflation or inflation, I think, is starting to fall back more onto at least disinflation, potentially deflation. Then we had Russia sending drones into Polish airspace, and that's very unlikely to have been a mistake. And it is really more about testing the resolve of NATO. Is NATO willing to step up and provide much more robust support to Ukraine and to other countries that have borders with Russia and its allies? And the incursion into Polish airspace was probably aimed at trying to figure that out. Then we also had Oracle's earnings last night after the close. And the earnings themselves were really nothing to write home about. It was the guidance that really drove the advance. And Oracle was almost singularly responsible for the big jump in interest in the AI sector today. But then we also had a little bit of competition coming through because Oracle is not really considered to be one of the major cloud providers. So the fact that it is now expecting to be a major player in that sector, then that is sapping some of the interest in companies like Amazon, for example, which was down over 3% today. So we're certainly in a rather interesting environment. And something that I think is going to be really at the forefront of the market discussion is the extent to which the Federal Reserve is going to cut interest rates. And what will CPI figures be like tomorrow? What are the potential options for what the Federal Reserve is likely to do? Are they going to cut by 25%? That seems to be already in the price. Will they go 50 basis points? Or will they go for 25 at each of the next three? I think these are some of the bigger questions. But with the PPI figures negative, then that was certainly something that helped to support stocks, crypto, and gold in here today. And then the dollar was not particularly robust in here today either. But certainly there's plenty to think about in the broader context.